Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the morning briefing, where the world order does another backflip.
Welcome to the Strait show, where the strong winds always blow. If you want to cross the line, nothing here will stay the same. Leaders dancing in the light of the global circus tonight. Hair dries, peeling cereal codes. Oil flows through a clever plan. Relevant to time, history turning with the tide.
All right, let's talk about Operation Epic Fury. Was it a mission of solemn, sacred duty, or was it actually a ruthless gambit in a high-stakes global chess match? Today, we're going to unravel the two stories, the one they told you, and the one that was really playing out behind the scenes.
This was a story that was etched into the heart of the nation. You know, a story of sacrifice, of a promise made to grieving families. It was a message that was designed for unity, and it was delivered with the full weight of the Pentagon. It turned a military op into a sacred duty.
But here's the thing, while the nation was mourning, a completely different game was already underway. Behind those closed doors, this was never about finishing a fight. It was about starting a whole new era with a brand new set of rules. And the stakes? They couldn't have been higher.
Okay, so first, let's just look at the official story. The Pentagon's message was crystal clear. This was not going to be another long, drawn-out war. Nope. This was a demonstration of overwhelming, decisive force. And man, did they have the numbers to prove it? The very first number they dropped was a total shockwave. Over 7,000 targets hit. The message was just brutal and to the point. This wasn't some gradual campaign. This was the systematic dismantling of an enemy's ability to even wage war. Then, the whole operation moved to the seas, and the effect was, well, devastating. We're talking more than 120 naval vessels neutralized. You know, one official even said, kind of bluntly, "We've decided to share the ocean with Iran. They get the bottom half." In just a matter of days, their entire surface fleet was basically history. But the real measure of success, at least according to them, wasn't just about what was destroyed. It was about the silence that came after. Attacks from their ballistic missiles and drones, they just plummeted by 90%. So this wasn't just about taking out a few pieces of hardware. It was about crippling their ability to hit back. The official story was simple: total, absolute military dominance. Okay, but while all that was happening on the battlefield, a totally different war was being waged. This was a war of, let's call it brutal diplomacy and economic power plays. Welcome to the era of Godfather Trump, a global game where loyalty meant everything, and your old alliances were either forged in fire or just left to die.
And this slide really shows you the tale of two different approaches. While Europe was kind of hesitating, hedging their bets, Japan's Prime Minister, Sane Takaichi, she went all in. She invested, she offered unwavering support, and she became a huge advocate for the American position. It was a brilliant diplomatic move, and it was about to pay off big time. And the payoff? It was huge. This kind of endorsement cemented Japan's role as a major player in this new world order. Takaichi's gamble didn't just get her praise, it got her country tangible benefits, like energy security and a much stronger American commitment to the region.
Look, modern warfare is economic warfare. It's that simple. And this conflict was no different. The initial shock sent energy markets into a total panic, but the American countermove was incredibly fast and surgically precise.
So the first casualty here was the global economy. Oil prices shot up to $120 a barrel, and the whole world started to freak out. But you see, while most people saw a crisis, the U.S. Treasury saw a massive opportunity. The U.S. counterattack was this three-part masterstroke. First, the conventional move. They released oil from the strategic reserves to calm the markets. Classic. Then, things got interesting. They started seizing Iranian tankers, but here's the genius part. They were targeting oil that China had already paid for, leaving them with no real way to protest. And the final decisive blow? They took control of Iran's main export hub, Kharg Island. Just like that, the U.S. had its hand on the valve of their entire economic lifeline.
But this new world order wasn't just being built overseas. Back at home, the administration launched a war on a completely different front, a massive anti-fraud operation. And they were looking squarely at California.
And the stuff they were finding was just staggering. We're talking about ghost hospices that were billing millions, run by guys driving Cybertrucks and BMWs, phantom daycares, getting state money for kids that didn't even exist, and a pretty brazen cash and marijuana for vote scheme on Skid Row. It painted a picture of just systemic corruption.
And a new federal task force was now on the hunt, with a clear mission to clean house, state by state.
So when you start connecting the dots, the military moves, the diplomatic plays, the economic warfare, and the cleanup at home, the end game starts to become pretty clear. This was never, ever about just one conflict. It was about ripping up the old rulebook and writing a brand new one, with America holding the pen. Which, of course, brings us to the biggest question of all. In a world of transactional alliances and weaponized economics, where national interest is the only thing that matters, what does the future actually hold? And, maybe more importantly, what does it mean for the rest of us?
In the end, this one quote from that Pentagon briefing really says it all. It reveals the core philosophy behind everything. This was never just about winning a war. It was about shattering the old reality to create a new one. A world with new possibilities, sure, but also new, unforeseen dangers. The game has changed completely, and the only thing we know for sure is that nothing is ever going to be the same.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the morning briefing, where the world order does another backflip. Missiles flying through the night, 5,000 pounds of surgical might, deep inside the desert ground, turning bunkers upside down. Meanwhile, far in LA town, ghost hospitals all around. No doctors, no patients there, just a Tesla in the air. Oh, the news is getting wild, every headline running miles. Welcome to the Trump Strait show, where the strong winds always blow. If you wanna cross the line, better bring your tariff fine. Welcome to the Trump Strait game. Nothing here will stay the same. Leaders dancing in the light of the global circus tonight. Japan walks through the Golden Gate, compliments that resonate. Barron's tall, the headlines say diplomacy, the Mar-a-Lago way. Then a joke cuts through the room. History echoes like a boom. Surprises what? The leader said Pearl Harbor's still inside the thread. Oh, the room went silent fast. Ghosts of history in the past. Welcome to the Trump Strait show, where the strong winds always blow. If you wanna cross the line, better bring your tariff fine. Welcome to the Trump Strait game. Nothing here will stay the same. Leaders dancing in the light of the global circus tonight. Oh, hair dryers peeling cereal coats. AI chips on smuggler roads. TikTok bragging FBI didn't even have to try. Oh, it flows through a clever plan. Robin Hood with tanker vans. Flood the market, prices fall. Checkmate played across the hall. Welcome to the Trump Strait show, where the wild tides rise and flow. Politics and money collide in the ocean of global pride. Welcome to the Trump Strait ride. History turning with the tide. In this strange and spinning age, the world performs upon the stage. Pray for the troops. Watch the supply chains. And maybe stay off social media. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the morning briefing, where the world order does another backflip. Missiles flying through the night, 5,000 pounds of surgical might, deep inside the desert ground, turning bunkers upside down. Oh, meanwhile, far in
on smuggler roads. TikTok bragging FBI didn't even have to try.
All flows through a clever plan. Robin Hood with tanker vans.
Flood the market, prices fall. Checkmate played across the hall.
Welcome to the Trump Strait show, where the wild tides rise and flow. Politics and money collide in the ocean of global pride.
Welcome to the Trump.
It's returning with the tide.
In the strange and spinning age, the world performs upon the stage.
Clouds, pray for the troops. Watch the supply chains. And maybe stay off social media.